Everyone, the regular meeting of the Jessup Community College District Board of Trustees is now called to order at 9:30. You may join today's meeting in person or via Zoom webinar. These links are accessible by visiting the College of the Desert homepage. We will now proceed with roll call. President.
Student Trustee Falcon, Trustee Kinnaman,
Here.
Trustee Sanchez-Fulton, Trustee Perez, Trustee Oden.
Here. We'll now move on to the pledge of allegiance. We're going to ask Vice President Terry Wilson if she would lead us, please. Good morning. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We move on to item 2 on the agenda. Pursuant to the Government Code 54954.2 subdivision B2, the board may take action on items of business not appearing on the posted agenda upon a determination by a 2/3 vote of the board or less than 2/3 of the members are present, a unanimous vote of those present, that there is a need to take immediate action and that need of action came to the attention of the local agency subsequent to the agenda being posted as specified. Are there any items? Then we move on. Confirmation of the agenda. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to the agenda for March 20th? Seeing none, the agenda stands as presented. Public comments. Item 3.01, request to address the Board of Trustees regarding regular agenda items. Remote public participation is allowed and will be accepted in person by mail to otp@collegeofthedesert.edu during the meeting and submitted for the record, or by using the raise your hand function by joining the Zoom link pursuant to the district administrative procedure 23.45. Each speaker will be allowed a maximum of 3 minutes per topic. 15 minutes shall be the maximum time allotted for public speakers on any subject, regardless of the number of speakers at any one meeting. At the discretion of the majority of the board, these limits may be extended. All comments must be submitted or brought forward prior to the end of the public comment section. As an additional note, this item is intended for members of the public who wish to speak regarding regular agenda items. An opportunity to address the board on matters not related to the agenda will be available during item 19.01 of today's agenda. Are there any public comments?
I believe we have Mark Meyer making a public comment via Zoom, and he will be speaking to items 10.08, 10.09, and 15.02 related to the Palm Springs Development Project.
Will he be here during the whole entire meeting? Will he be able to vote? Is that how it's going?
IT is promoting him.
Okay. Do they need more time?
Ask for 1 minute.
Can we try it? Someone asked him to speak. Should be good. Be able to call him. You should be able to call him.
Okay. Okay, public comments. Trustee Mark Meyer, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
Good
Hello?
morning and welcome.
Thank you for allowing me in public comments. I am, after reviewing the agenda, I am very pleased to see that we have completed a major milestone at the new Palm Springs campus. And while the building is amazing and actually much larger in real life than it appears on paper, as anyone can see by driving along Farrell Drive. More importantly, and what's more exciting is what's going to go on inside the building for the students and for education. We are, the school is planning to do something very unique and different in education. Not that it's not been done before, but bring it to the Valley in the presentation of classes through the accelerator. And that's what's going to be the game changer for education here in the Valley and probably set us apart from many other institutions of higher education. So I'm pleased to know that the college is planning to send a contingent to Austin, Texas, which already has an accelerator in place to start the process of training and learning their successes and build upon that for the College of the Desert. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I may,
Yes.
I just want to note that Trustee Meyer is away from the country, and therefore he's joining as a member of the public. He'll be on, but he will not be a voting member today.
Thank you. And I'm sure the public was wondering what's going on. So thank you for the explanation. And thank you, Mark. Are there any other public comments?
We have received no other requests.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we move on in our agenda to public updates 4.01 employee appointments. President Martinez Garcia.
Yeah, I'd like to call on Vice President Terry Wilson to help us introduce this item.
Morning, everyone. If the new team members are here, if you could please stand so we can acknowledge you. We do have 2 slides today. For our classified appointments, we have Tierra Sanchez, Bursar Technician, Jacob. We also have Jacob Santiago, Computer Support Specialist. For the leadership appointments, Vanessa Fountain, Dean, Social Sciences and Arts. Michelle French, Acting Director, Nursing and Allied Health. Emmanuel Luna Orozco, Director, Financial Aid. Robert Peter Tierney, Interim Public Safety Academy Manager. And for our faculty appointments, we have Joshua Cagle, Biology Instructor. Robin Cornell, Psychology Instructor. Kelly Cross, Nursing Instructor. Kevin Dolan, Psychology Instructor. Bronwyn Horton Mesa, Program Director. Diana Simmons, Nursing Instructor. Andrea Spencer, an English Instructor. Soleil Vega Loaiza, Nursing Instructor. David Winterheimer, Chemistry Instructor. And Isidro Zapata, English Instructor. Welcome to the team.
Thank you, Vice President Wilson, and congratulations to all of our newest appointees. We move to item 4.02, Proclamation Jesuit Community College District Month. President Martinez Garcia.
Yes, I'd like to call on Student Trustee Falcon to read the proclamation.
Thank you, President Bal Martinez. Whereas community and technical colleges across the United States have played an invaluable role in expanding access to higher education, with nearly half of all undergraduate students in the nation currently enrolled in community colleges, and whereas by offering affordable and accessible education opportunities, community and technical colleges empower every motivated student to pursue post-secondary education. These institutions embedded in the communities they serve provide a wide range of programs and specialized training for over 1,000 occupations. And whereas College of the Desert serves as the sole two-year college within the Desert Community College District, reflecting the diversity and dynamic growth of the Coachella Valley, which has witnessed its transformation into a pillar of educational excellence. And whereas the College of the Desert is an inclusive, student-centered community college providing high-quality degree certificate and transfer programs that are accessible, affordable, and responsive to the diverse needs of students in our community. By preparing workforce professionals and leaders, the college enhances the local economy, closes persistence equity gaps, and improves the quality of life in the Coachella Valley and surrounding communities. And whereas College of the Desert stands as a hub of collaboration and innovation, driving education enrichment, economic development, and enhances quality of life within the Coachella Valley and neighboring communities. And whereas the Desert Community College District Trustees are dedicated leaders who contribute to the global higher education community through their roles, and whereas in recognition of critical roles that community and technical colleges play within our educational system, Congress authorized and President Ronald Reagan issued Proclamation 5418 in 1985, establishing National Community College Month. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the District Community College District Board of Trustees hereby proclaims April 2026 as District Community College District Month, celebrating the college's invaluable contribution to education, community development, and student success.
Thank you, Student Trustee Falcon. We appreciate it. We move on in our agenda to 4.03, Proclamation for National Library Month. President Martinez Garcia.
I'd like to call on Vice President Cowden to introduce this item.
Thank you. And I would like to call on Interim Dean Mike Silvera to introduce the student reader.
Good morning. So as the Interim Dean of Educational Services and Planning, it is my pleasure to introduce our student worker, Alondra Bonilla. Come on up. And I'd also like to announce her support squad of Jeananne Dunning, our librarian, Annette Patino, our staff member in the library, as well as student workers, Stella and Crow. And hopefully I didn't miss anyone. And thank you for coming up.
Okay. Good morning. Today I will be reading the Proclamation for Library Week. Whereas libraries spark creativity, fuel imagination, and inspire lifelong learning, offering a space where individuals of all ages can find joy through exploration and discovery. Whereas libraries serve as vibrant community hubs, connecting people with knowledge, technology, and resources while fostering civic engagement, critical thinking, and cultural enrichment. Whereas libraries provide free and equitable access to books, digital tools, and innovative programming, ensuring that all individuals, regardless of background, have the support they need to learn, connect, and thrive. Whereas libraries partner with schools, businesses, and organizations to maximize resources, increase efficiency, and expand access to essential services, strengthening the entire community. Whereas libraries empower job seekers, entrepreneurs, and lifelong learners by providing access to resources, training, and opportunities that support career growth and economic success. Whereas libraries nurture young minds through story times, STEM programs, and literary initiatives, training, and opportunities that support career growth and economic success. Whereas libraries nurture young minds, whereas libraries protect the right to read, think, and explore without censorship, standing as champions of intellectual freedom and free expression. Whereas dedicated librarians and library workers provide welcoming spaces that inspire discovery, collaboration, and creativity for all. Whereas librarians, and library workers across the entire country are joining together to celebrate National Library Week under the theme Find Your Joy. Whereas libraries are pioneers supporting democracy and effecting social change with a commitment to providing equitable access to information for all library users regardless of race, ethnicity, creed, ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, or socioeconomic status. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Desert Community College District Board of Trustees hereby proclaims April 19th, 2025-2026 as National Library Week. During this week, I encourage all of you to visit our library as well as your local library to explore its resources and celebrate all the ways that the library helps our community find joy. Thank you.
Thank you, Alondra. We move on in our agenda to item number 5 minutes, 5.01, approval of February 20th, 2026 regular meeting minutes. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to the regular meeting minutes of February 20th, 2026? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion, I have a second? Second. And a second. Roll call, President Martinez Garcia.
Student trustee Falcon. Trustee Kinnaman.
Yay.
Trustee Sanchez Fulton.
Aye.
Trustee Perez.
Aye.
Trustee Oden.
Aye.
Motion carried.
We now come to our reports. And the person I'm going to call on first on our reports today is the Academic Senate, Corbin Wild. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you for calling on me first. I have my mom with me today. She just got her eyes lasered, so she can't even see what's going on. I don't want to take her home. Good morning. So as you may have recall, on April 4th, we will be hosting a curriculum regional meeting for ASCCC, but we have been honored with one more regional meeting on the same day. ASCCC has asked us to host a CTE regional meeting. So Area D will be in full force here on campus, not only to learn about curriculum, but also our career and technical education programs. Participants will be able to flow in between both meetings. They'll both be in Cravens. So if you want a little curriculum, you can be in the NPR. If you want a little bit of CTE learning, you can go up to room 269. It's even better than that, though. Our CTE faculty aren't just attending, they will be presenting on some of our programs. So we will have an opportunity to show off some of the amazing work we do in career and technical education with all of Area D, which encompasses most of Southern California. This is a chance to really highlight what makes COD special: thoughtful curriculum, strong workforce pathways, and faculty who are deeply engaged in both. Senate really encourages all faculty, staff, and administrators to join us. The event is free. All you have to do is sign up online. Everyone is welcome to come and learn. I mean, and it's a short drive, right? It's right on campus. Whether you stay for an hour or the whole day, there's really something valuable to take away and to contribute. I hope to see everyone there. I also want to share that the Senate is moving into an important part of our governance season. It's election time for us again. So we are in the midst of our elections, and we are inviting new voices to join into our leadership and honor the work of our colleagues. On the ballot this year is also an updated Senate Constitution and bylaws that better reflects how we work and support transparency throughout our efforts. And finally, one of the best parts of the spring semester, we are proud to recognize this year's Faculty of the Year nominees. This year, nominated for Faculty of the Year is Monica Camargo, Cameron Miller, Jose Simo, Kurt Spurgeon, Adam Gill, and Laura Lee Jackson. All of them are amazing and they all deserve to be recognized and to win. So if you see them on campus, please give them an extra high five and props. We are proud to recognize them as outstanding faculty. Thank you.
And thank you. We move on in our agenda to the Associated Students of College of the Desert, ASCOT. Abner Ramirez. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Chair, members of the Board of Trustees, President Val Martinez Garcia, faculty and staff, members of the Executive Cabinet, and members of the public. My name is Abner Ramirez, and I serve as the Officer of Fiscal Affairs with the Student Senate. Today, I'm presenting this report on behalf of the ASCOT President. ASCOT continues to strengthen its visibility by supporting clubs, collaborating with various departments, and engaging with students while listening to their stories and experience. Recently, we had the opportunity to speak in 3 ESL classes about the importance of building community, becoming involved, creating clubs, and understanding the role of student government. I would like to extend special thanks to Lisa Davenport, Angel G. Lua, and Christian Duggo for giving us the opportunity to speak with their students. Their support is greatly appreciated. We also continue to support Edge Pledge. Speaking with students across different age groups is always meaningful and rewarding, especially knowing that we may positively influence their decision to attend College of the Desert when they are ready. The continued support from Dean Katie has been invaluable. ASCOT recently had the opportunity to travel to Washington, D.C. for the SSCCC Federal Advocacy Academy. It was truly once in a lifetime experience. Seeing firsthand how our representatives work each day on behalf of their communities was both eye-opening and inspiring. It reminds us not only of the importance of public service, but also of how fortunate we are to have representatives who are supportive of education and students' needs. During our visit, we had the opportunity to meet with the office of Congressman Dr. Raul Ruiz. Although our meeting was scheduled for 20 minutes, we ended up speaking for nearly 40 minutes. We discussed 3 federal priorities that the SSCCC is currently advocating for: increasing Pell Grant funding, expanding support for basic needs initiatives such as medical assistance and SNAP, and strengthening resources and protection for DACA students and Dreamers. The response to these priorities was positive and constructive, and it's encouraging to note that Congressman Ruiz continues to support these efforts. I am incredibly proud of the delegation that represented College of the Desert during this trip. I would like to extend recognitions to Senator Kelly Dominguez, Senator Ashley Garcia, Officer of External Affairs Christopher Martinez, Senator Jonathan Garcia, and Senator Amber Searles. Their hard work, dedication, and commitment over those 5 days made College of the Desert proud. There were long days, little sleep, and a great deal of learning and advocacy, but it was all worthwhile. I would like to also thank the entire Office of Student Life for the extensive logistical planning and coordination that made this trip possible, as well as Dean Carlos Maldonado for his continued support, guidance, and encouragement throughout the experiment. Even when we thought there could not possibly be more energy to give, he continued to show up for us with insight, patience, and leadership. I don't know how he puts up with us, truly a rare skill. We even experienced an unexpected extra day in Texas due to travel delays, but at least we were able to enjoy some delicious Texas barbecue along the way, and I'll keep it at that. We also recently returned from March to March in Sacramento, where we traveled by charter bus and invited COD students to join us. It was another impactful experience as we stood alongside students from community colleges across California to advocate for education, marching to the Capitol and hearing chants such as "What do we want? Free education. When do we want it? Now." And "¿Quién queremos? ¿Qué queremos? Educación. ¿Para quién? Para todos" was incredibly inspiring. It was powerful to see so many students unite around the same goals and to witness community members teaching us on as we march. We also had the opportunity to hear from several community and legislative speakers on the Capitol steps. Nearly 30 students were able to attend. I know many more wanted to participate, but current political climate has made advocacy more difficult and stressful for many students because of fear and uncertainty. This is exactly why this works matter. We advocate not only for ourselves, but also for the students who may not feel safe or able to speak for themselves. I am proud of every student who participated in this experience. I would like to extend a sincere thank you to Student Support Resolution Manager Cindy Alvarez and Senior Program Specialist Ana Soto. Without their dedication and hard work, this trip would not have been possible. They were truly outstanding. Looking ahead, we have a meeting scheduled for March 30th at the Indio campus. We remain committed to support all campuses and continuing conversations with students about the importance of representation and advocacy. We also recently supported the Interclub Council with its Club Olympics. It was a fun and successful program that gave clubs the opportunity to collaborate, compete, win prizes, and earn a trophy for bragging rights until next year's Club Olympics. In addition, we are prepared for General Assembly in San Francisco, taking place from March 27th through March 29th. 6 ASCO members will be attending to represent College of the Desert, and I am confident they will continue our tradition of strong and efficient student representation. Finally, I would like to thank everyone at College of the Desert who continues to support the Student Senate, including the Board of Trustees for its ongoing support, and all of those who help work with this institution moving forward for future generations. That concludes my report. Thank you.
And thank you. Okay. College of the Desert Foundation, Catherine Abbott, Executive Director. Good morning and welcome.
Okay, so good morning, trustees, student trustee Falcon, vice president, and superintendent president Martinez Garcia. The College of the Desert Foundation is proud to support innovative ideas that strengthen teaching, learning, and student success across campus. This spring, the foundation was excited to award more than $48,000 in campus grant funding to advance initiatives that directly enhance the student experience. The foundation received 21 applications from faculty and staff across the college, reflecting a strong commitment to creativity and student-centered programming. After thoughtful review, the Campus Grants Committee approved 20 proposals, funding projects that ranged from academic equipment and experiential learning opportunities to support resources and recognition events. These investments will help expand hands-on learning, provide critical instruction tools, and create meaningful engagement opportunities for students across multiple disciplines. The foundation extends its sincere appreciation to the Campus Grants Committee for their time, their thoughtful evaluation, and dedication to ensuring these funds are directed towards high-impact initiatives. Special thanks are also extended to Executive Director of Education Technology, Stuart Davis, and Interim Dean of Communication, Kim Dozier, for lending their expertise and perspective to the review process. Together, these collaborative efforts demonstrate the powerful role that philanthropy plays in advancing innovation at College of the Desert, ensuring faculty and staff have the resources needed to bring new ideas to life and further support student success across the campus community. So, new subject. This week, the foundation was contacted by the acting Public Safety Academy Manager and Fire Academy Coordinator, Robert Tierney, who I would like to have extended my thanks to, as well as acting Dean of Applied Sciences and Business, Jessica Enders, regarding a student in urgent need of support. The student recently experienced the unfortunate theft of his turnout gear and essential equipment from his vehicle. In moments like this, the generosity of our community truly makes a difference. Because of donor contributions, the foundation was able to respond quickly and provide assistance to the student who had been performing well in the program but had suddenly faced the real possibility of withdrawing due to the prohibitive cost for replacing the specialized turnout gear which was required for his training. The student quickly sent a thank you note, and I wanted to read just a short paragraph from his comments. I am incredibly grateful to be part of a college community that truly supports its students. Your generosity has made a lasting impression on me, and I feel fortunate to be surrounded by people who believe in my goals and my future. Please know that I do not take this kindness lightly. I will continue to work hard in my academy, represent the college with pride, and one day pay forward the same generosity and support that you have shown me. It truly takes a village to help our students reach the finish line. I would like to again extend my sincere thanks to Robert Tierney and Jessica Enders for the care and attention they showed the student during a very difficult moment. Their willingness to step forward, advocate on the student's behalf, and quickly provide the information we needed allowed us to respond without delay and secure the funding necessary for him to remain in the program. Their commitment reflects the very best of our campus community. People who recognize when a student needs support and act with urgency and compassion to ensure that a temporary setback does not stand in the way of a student's future. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
And thank you for including that story in your report. So moving. Thank you. California School Employees Association, CSEA, Carlene Hart. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Superintendent President Martinez Garcia, Board of Trustees, Vice Presidents, and guests. March arrived with a blood red moon, 6 planets in alignment, the start of daylight savings times, summer temperatures, and several campus events. The Career Fest, various Pride events, an art show at the Mark Center, 5 campus tours, and the Glass Menagerie performances. Next week, the college is expecting over 1,000 high school students to visit and register for classes. Our CSEA members will be assisting with various tasks, scheduling buses to bring the students here, setting up the check-in and lunch areas, providing tours, and helping with financial aid and registration. We hope that you'll be able to stop by one of those 3 days to see this event in person. It has many moving parts. Lately, we've been hearing about members who are being asked to complete job tasks that are outside of their job description. When leadership has been questioned about this habit, the reply has been that they are, 1, unaware of the task not being part of the job description, or 2, the employee must have just done the task without their direction. And we also have a few reports that leadership have tried to take over CSEA member job duties, not because the employee can't do it, just because the leadership said they know how it should be done, so they're going to do it. CSDA reminds you and others that our members do not do tasks outside their scope of work without leadership direction. They continue to step up to assist when someone is out and there's an urgent need. However, this pattern of assigning work outside the scope of a job description is on repeat and needs to be brought to a swift conclusion. Knowing what staff's job descriptions are and assigning work accordingly builds a better working environment. Leadership providing needed support and assistance for assigned job duties is preferred to taking over, as it aligns with our contract. CSEA and the district have finished negotiations. Thank you. We have sent the contract off to CSEA headquarters for review. Once it is returned to us, we'll bring it to our members for an approval vote, which will be next week. After required signatures from CSEA and the district, it will be placed on the board agenda for approval. CSEA thanks the board for their continuous support of our members and is looking forward to receiving last year's COLA soon to help offset the rising costs, should I say gasoline, throughout the valley. Okay. Before I conclude our report, I would like to ask for a moment of silence for our servicemen and women who were either injured or died during the recent conflict in the Middle East. Thank you. This concludes our report.
Thank you, and thank you for all the cheer that you brought to the dais this morning. So thank you. College of the Desert Adjunct Association, CODA, Mike Gladich. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you. Mr. Chair, members of the board, Superintendent President Martinez Garcia, members of the executive leadership team, and our greater college community. As you may remember, starting in September last year, CODA and the district have been negotiating the adjunct collective bargaining agreement for 2025-2026. At this point, if I were listening to this, I would be thinking this is going to be really boring. And I would be sneaking looks at my phone to see what is my next thing on my calendar, or check Instagram, or maybe watch a cat video. But wait, I've got good news. I'm happy to report temporary agreements on several articles on the CBA. For example, we agreed to continue and expand the state-funded part-time faculty health insurance program here at COD. Pending approval by this board, reimbursements to qualifying part-time faculty will be extended from 10 to 12 months of the year, and the cap on monthly reimbursements will be raised to $1,766. And more good news, the cost to the district will be $0, and the benefit to part-time faculty will be substantial. We have also agreed in a temporary agreement on Article 14, reemployment, which refines the criteria for being added to the adjunct reemployment list, and Article 12, evaluation, which now allows a part-time professor to request that the work they put into their digital course shell shall be included as part of their face-to-face course evaluation. I just want to let the trustees and the executive team know that the CODA bargaining team very much appreciates the collegiality and transparency shown by the district bargaining team, led by Vice President Amanda Phillips. Amanda, we have very much enjoyed working together with all of you. So the other shoe needs to drop. We are still discussing Article 7 compensation. I mean, since when did the money not be the last thing to be decided? But to quote Nelson Mandela, our experience has taught us that with goodwill, a negotiated solution can be found for even the most profound problems. And that concludes my report.
And thank you. There is no report from COFA today, so we move on to the governing board. And Student Trustee Falcone.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, uh, members of the Board of Trustees, President Val Martinez Garcia, faculty, staff, members of the Executive Cabinet, and members of the public. Fortunately, I was not able to attend the One Future event at Agua Caliente Casino after several sleepless nights from during the DC trip and some lingering jet lag. I was not feeling my best. However, I heard very positive feedback about the event and hope to attend in the future if the opportunity comes up again. During Guided Pathways, we discussed several promising ideas. One of those was the possible creating a club showcase similar to what the Academic Senate does, with the goal in highlighting student clubs and encouraging more advisors to become involved and supporting them. We will also be visiting several student unions soon, and we hope to bring back valuable ideas that can benefit our campus and community. Also received feedback regarding the water fountains in the Public Safety Academy. I appreciate that the issue was addressed quickly, and I want to sincerely thank MNO or whoever was involved for resolving the matter and ensuring students have access to clean, fresh water. In addition, I would like to acknowledge the hard work of several faculty members who have been involved in forming the Hispanic Servant Institution Committee. This is something that has been greatly needed and will help provide a broader perspective that reflects our student demographic, and I believe will greatly benefit the institution. Special thanks to Dr. Veronica Dowd, Dr. Abraham Ramirez, Dr. David Montoya, and Tony Aguilar for their leaderships and efforts. Much of the work I have been focusing on lately has been tied to my role as president, so I apologize for not having more updates to share at this time. Thank you all for your continued support. This concludes my report.
Thank you, and we move on to Trustee Kinnaman.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Chair. I appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. It is truly a pleasure to see our students, our faculty, staff, community members, my fellow trustees, and I'm glad we're all gathered here today. Before we dive into the business at hand, I want to extend a warm welcome to our newest employees. Choosing a career at College of the Desert is more than just taking a job. It is joining a mission. I hope you find this environment as personally enriching and professionally fulfilling as I have. Later today, this board will consider a proposal for 3 of our trustees to join members of our college community on a site visit to Austin Community College's Highland campus. For those of you who haven't seen it, this facility is a masterclass in innovation. They have successfully transformed a former retail mall into an accelerator, a high-tech learning hub that is revitalizing their region. Their campus houses state-of-the-art centers for creative digital media and workforce development, health sciences and regional simulation center for STEM, and a premier culinary arts and hospitality program. I had the privilege of touring this facility during my previous role at the college, and I can tell you firsthand it's impressive. But more importantly, it's relevant. Many of the programs they have perfected are the very same areas we are currently developing at COD. By sending a delegation to Austin, we are just observing. We are conducting strategic research. I want my colleagues to see these possibilities in action so we can bring that energy and expertise back to our own district. I am confident this experience will have a lasting positive impact on our future. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Trustee Sanchez Fulton.
Yes, good morning, Roadrunners. Happy Friday. Yes, Friday. It's been a busy month for March. We attended, and I want to thank the staff that also attended the One Future Coachella Valley event at the Agua Caliente. It was very, very touching. Why? One of our own received an award. Manuel, the Director of Financial Aid, received an award, and we're very grateful that our Roadrunner family won. So that was, let's give a round of applause to Manuel. It was really great. Also wanted to first and foremost thank for the flowers CSCA on Women's Month. I love flowers. Flowers are everything. Thank you. Also, last week I attended the Riverside County Veterans Resource Day. This resource is so critical for our veterans, and I really want to give out a shout out to our own Donnie Prince, who in last minute was able to attend and make the College of the Desert present for the citizens and veterans of Desert Hot Springs. So it was great for Donnie to be there. And most importantly, on a personal note, I'm a fur mama, and I just adopted a rescue. Maybe I should bring that picture. So a beautiful, and I want to give kudos to Riverside Animal Shelter. They were brought 5 dogs and 2 were adopted. I really want to give a shout out to everyone making sure that we adopt an animal at our shelters. It's so critical that our little fur babies are there. And I would love to get a report about our vet tech program. So maybe in a future agenda item, we will talk about our veterinarian. I'm very proud of that. Got a lot of comments made from the community about our vet tech program. Also attended the Palm Desert Chamber El Mexicali Cafe grand opening, one of the biggest spots of Mexican restaurants in Indio. El Mexicali Cafe is celebrating its 45th anniversary. So for all of you, come on down. I had this dish that I've never had in my whole entire life. It was a pepper that was white and a shrimp inside. I don't know the name of it. What?
Chiles güerito.
Yes. Chiles Güeros. Oh my, El Mexicali Cafe did a great, never had that. So that was really good. Also wanted to talk about the bond committee that I attended. I just want to also give a shout out to Chip. There was a tour of the Indio campus. It was very emotional for me to be at the Indio campus because back in, long time, back in 2009, I used to teach at the local high school. We did not have a building in Indio. So I want to thank, it was Palm Desert High School, and I would teach ESL classes along with Juan Lujan. And our dream was to have that Indio campus back in the day. So to see and get a tour of the Indio campus was amazing, to see the dream go into fruition, and all of you that are there and made that Indio, and all of us, the COD and the taxpayers and the community, to build that, just like we're going to make Palm Springs another campus. At that meeting, Chip, could you highlight, are we going to have a report on the language that was corrected? So I just want to give thanks to our bond committee, oversight committee members, and I want to, from the public. So the citizen bond oversight is made up of community members. It's so important that we have members making sure and overseeing our bond money. Chip, I really enjoyed the correction that was made. Is that in our, do you want to talk about that or? Oh, okay. So I just want to give a shout out to one of our bond committee members, Diane, for bringing that up to us at that meeting. Very, very well said. I also want to make sure to give a shout out to our volleyball team and our coaches. Miriam, thank you for helping our team. Please let us support the College of the Desert sports teams. These young men and women that are coming out really need our support. So let's try to come to one of the games. They really are doing phenomenal in our collegiate sports. So it's going to be happening. That's in our schedule. And the Glass Majoret, I'm looking forward to attending on Saturday at 7 p.m. and then on Sunday at 3. I think it's important that we support our dramatic arts department, our theater. This is a lot of hard work goes into it. Our faculty, our staff that put that together for us. And most importantly, El Paseo Fashion Week. I just have to make a note to Palm Springs Life. I want to thank them for giving our students from Desert Hot Springs a chance to become a designer, a chance that they could be exposed to the future of fashion. So our local Desert Hot Springs High School Fashion Club were there presenting. And it was wonderful to meet with the superintendent of Palm Springs Unified was also there, and a lot of the nonprofits that serve our community think together. And Mama's House, there were numerous of them that do good for the Coachella Valley. I think it's so important that our nonprofits are always being supported. And also, just looking forward for happy St. Patrick's Day past, but looking forward to seeing, most importantly, a lot of people have been coming and emailing me about the College Corp program. It's so critical that the College Corp program is there for a lot of the students. Been getting a lot of emails, how do I apply? It's so essential, and the deadline is April 1st. So please apply if you're a student to the College Corp program. And I would love a presentation about our College Corp program. It's so essential. I've been hearing so much, and I've spoken to many of the students about this program and how grateful they are. So I would love to see that. And this ends my report. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. And Trustee Perez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is staying cool and hydrated in this way too soon heat wave that's going on right now. I also hope that everyone has been reflecting and grateful for the contributions of women throughout history this Women's Month. But women should honestly be celebrated not just this month, but every day. I'm extremely grateful for the sacrifices my great-grandmothers, grandmothers, and mother have made for me to succeed and be where I am. In light of that, and with that said, I'm extremely devastated and heartbroken about the news of Cesar Chavez. As a proud Chicano and a Chicanito growing up in the city of Coachella, Cesar Chavez was an icon and a hero to my family and our community. Cesar Chavez, Dolores Huerta, and the United Farm Workers Movement is deeply embedded in the history of Coachella, the city of Coachella, and the Eastern Coachella Valley being one of the epicenters of the movement. My elementary school is named Cesar Chavez Elementary. The main street in my hometown was named after him. There is murals and statues in his honor throughout my city. My grandparents attended marches with him. He was one of my father's inspirations to become a grassroots organizer and someone he and our family looked up to as we began to get into public service. So to say this is a shock and I am disillusioned is an understatement. As disappointed and as unbelievable this seems to me, a nightmare even, we always need to believe victims of abuse. Not believing victims only adds to the problem. It makes victims not want to come forward. It takes a lot of courage to come forward, many times bringing back old trauma that they try to suppress. So I stand and applaud Ana Murguia, Deborah Rojas, and Dolores Huerta for their courage. The farm workers movement was never about one person, but about ensuring equal rights for farm workers. I hope our community can heal from this one day. Si se puede. Thank you, Mr. Chair. That concludes my report.
And thank you. Love your report. On February 23rd, I attended a luncheon with leadership from Palm Springs regarding the Palm Springs campus. On the 28th of February, we hosted a Black Leadership Summit, and one of my goals when I became a member of the Board of Trustees of College of the Desert was to increase the presence of Black people as students, faculty, staff, and administration. In several meetings, I discussed some of the procedural barriers in the hiring practices. And I know that we're working to address some of those bottlenecks. But I'd like to say a special thank you to our President, Val Martinez Garcia, and VP Neil Lingo. Our first Black Leadership Summit was a success, And our next meeting will be on April 9th from 5:30 to 8:30 in Palm Springs as we work on a strategic plan. Um, I'd like to say a special thank you and shout out to the support agencies of Riverside County District Attorney's Office, Probation Department, Children and Family Services, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. 37 missing children were returned to their families. For those 37 families, you can't even begin to imagine the joy of knowing that their children were found safely. That was just huge. On March 11th, I attended a workforce development meeting with a good friend, Dr. John Caffrey, who is the apprenticeship strategist, digital credential innovator, and employment engagement education industry partnerships regional director for Saddleback Colleges. On 3/17, I attended a webinar on workforce Pell. 3/18, I did another webinar looking at from vision to alignment with the CEO and the Board of Trustees. Last night, I attended a community meeting for my district in Palm Springs. And I'd like to say a special thank you to President Val Martinez Garcia for providing information about an article that came out that had misinformation. And at the time that you sent out that information for clarification, no one had said a thing. But when I attended that community meeting, boy, there were a lot of questions. And because of your response, I was able to address it and assuage the concerns of a lot of people that the campus was being downsized. So that was really good. Thank you. I'd like to say a special thank you to Cal State San Bernardino, who earned the #2 spot in the nation for social mobility in the Wall Street Journal of Colleges with the Pulse Social Mobility Ranking, a recognition of the university's commitment of student success and its role in helping students and their futures. And since we are a feeder for that campus, it's really special, really special. I'd like to say I'm so pleased that Ascot had an opportunity to go to Washington and Sacramento. Look, I have a special place in my heart for Ascot because I used to be over that department light years ago. But to provide them with opportunities to learn advocacy for themselves.
Like the Oscar music.
Yeah.
Right on time.
Time, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for your comments.
Bill before though.
I think that's something new.
Well, yeah, we need that bill. I want to hear the bill more often.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Trustee Perez really touched on something that is close to my heart. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the same sense of pain and confusion that he articulated. I grew up in Bakersfield, a stone's throw away from Delano, and Cesar Chavez was not only an icon to us, he was represented, he was a symbol of hope, of advancing ourselves, of justice. And so to hear the allegations and to kind of read through the trauma that's been going on, I feel it. And I'm hoping for better days. I stand with the victims, but I wanted everyone to know that, you know, there'll be better days moving forward, and that we as a community will rally and we will move forward with the best foot forward and keep the movement going. It was never about one person. It is about all of us. And it's just saddens me that we are here, but together we will overcome. With that said, I wanted to take a moment to tell the community and the board that we are moving forward with our charging stations on our campuses. I wanted you to know that that project is on target to be completed. You'll see in your packet, though, that we have a increase in that overall charge of $48,000. And the reason for that is that we moved from one type of model called CPF50. We've gone to now a CP6000. So we got the supercharger now, and that's going to be consistent with all the chargers across the district. We're excited about it because, one, it gives us the ability to have the same charger across the district, but two, these are much more effective and better chargers for our students and for all of you that drive hybrid or electrical cars. I don't do that, but just in case you do, you'll have that. I also want to let everyone know that I attended the CEO symposium in San Diego this past week. I was very excited to be able to sit with community college leaders from across the state to talk about relevant issues that are key to all of us, workforce alignment, a lot of discussion around bachelor's degrees. How do we as a system keep pushing the envelope and promote bachelor's degrees? And of course, enrollment recovery. And of course, how do we address the 50% law as a state system moving forward in the coming budget years? The symposium was very insightful and helped me to really see where we're at as a college and help us moving forward. I also want to say thank you to ASCOD, and specifically say thank you, I should say, to Carlos and the team for your adventures, I would say, through DC and across the state of California. It was alluded to earlier that the group got caught up in Texas, and the members of ASCOD were explaining to me that it wasn't too bad because they went to have some good Texas barbecue. I was really excited about that because in a few weeks, we are also going to be able to enjoy Texas barbecue. But to have that experience in DC, to have that experience with each other, even though it was a day that were held over, I brought them together. They told me I was really happy to hear that and see them working together as a group. ASCOD has been extremely helpful this year. Their advocacy for their student body, for their different positions they take across the state has been amazing to watch. Kudos to all of you for your leadership, and thank you for all you do. I want to remind the board and the public that, speaking of advocacy, the California Community College Chancellor will be visiting us on April 15th. I will be providing the board with a detailed agenda in the next couple of weeks once it's solidified. Also reaching out to key constituent groups to invite them to that day. We are looking to really strengthen our relationship and elevate our profile with the state community college system. And also in that same vein, we are going to be visited April 6th by ACCJC. We are actively preparing for that visit. The board, you will receive notification of possible interviews and or exactly the dates and times they will be here. And the day will be the 6th, I'm sorry. The times that they will be here. That way you can be prepared. We're looking forward to the visit. We feel that we are very well positioned for accreditation reaffirmment. And I just want to say thank you to all of you for all of your hard work and labor that you've gone through over the last year in going to various conventions, attending seminars, webinars. to get us to where we need to be. I'm looking forward to continue to working with you to advance us in that area. Last but not least, thank you to all of the staff and faculty and administration who are working on high school visit days. I cannot wait to see the high school presence on campus. It's such a great time. And just so everyone knows, all of the students who visit us will be leaving with their registration intact, so they will not have to worry about it from then on. So that way they can just walk in the fall. With that said, that is the end of my report.
Thank you, President Superintendent. We move on to our consent agenda, 7.01. A blanket motion. All consent items will be voted on in one motion. Any board member may request any item to be removed from the action item. Are there any requests to separately consider any of the consent items?
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Board Policy 5010, thank you.
Board policy, which one?
5010.
Is that
Am I jumping ship here? Going to, is it just the first reading? I wanted to make a comment, because there's a concern. There was a miss.
what item number?
We're on consent agenda.
Oh, we're on, I'm,
Yeah, it's in the consent, but it's under the board
it's
policy.
just a first reading, so I just have concerns. I'm on the consent agenda 7 point.
Yeah, 7 point what?
Sorry, I was jumping the gun. I was going to 8.01.
That's still the consent.
So it's board policy. It's a first reading, but I'm not going to make a comment because it's just a first reading. I saw some items that were not, I have concerns.
Okay, so you don't want to pull anything at this point.
Board policy, but it's a first reading. I just want to I have a question on it. It's very important on that one. It's our board policy.
Okay.
And
I was going to ask the president, when we do the first reading, is that so we have an opportunity to get back with you with any concerns before it comes back as a second reading?
Yes, so typically when they're in the first reading, that's an opportunity for the board to review and then send back to the office of the president any questions or concerns you have before it comes back for a second reading. I'm looking at parliamentarian to make sure I'm good.
correct. So that's what when I said first reading, so I will bring it to your attention. Something missing. Thank you.
All right. So are there any items that any board member want pulled? Seeing none. Chair will entertain a motion.
I'll move.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. Roll call, please.
Student trustee Falcon,
Aye.
trustee Kinnaman,
Aye.
trustee Sanchez Fulton,
Aye.
trustee Perez,
Aye.
trustee Oden.
Aye.
Motion carried.
So we move to action item, the Board of Trustees 1301, board member travel, Austin community visit. Do I have a motion to approve the travel for up to 3 trustees to visit the Austin Community College in Texas as presented?
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second discussion. I'd like to thank Trustee Kinnaman for his presentation. And I am looking forward to going and to see what they're doing and see how it fits in with our goals for our campus.
Right.
Looking forward to it. Any other discussion?
Just make sure you try the barbecue.
Oh. Been there, done that. Okay, roll call, President.
Student trustee Falcon,
Aye.
trustee Kinnaman,
Aye.
trustee Sanchez Fulton,
Aye.
trustee Perez,
Aye.
trustee Oden.
Aye.
Motion carried.
We move to item 1302, Community College League of California, CCLC 2026 Annual Trustees Conference. Do I have a motion to approve up to 5 members to attend the CCLC Annual Trustees Conference as presented?
So moved.
I have a motion, I have a second,
Second.
and a second. Any discussion?
I think the public needs to know what is that? It's for us, the training, especially for us in our accreditation. So trustees, we go to this and hopefully we can now get our effective trustee board of trustees certificate. So looking forward to attending and making notes on all of us to have that for the whole board. Thank you.
Okay, President Martinez Garcia.
Student trustee Falcon,
Aye.
trustee Kinnaman.
Aye.
Trustee Sanchez Fulton.
Aye.
Trustee Perez.
Aye.
Trustee Oden.
Aye.
Motion carried.
We move now to item 1303, board meeting travel, California Community College Futures Summit 2026. Do I have a motion to approve the travel for up to 3 members to attend the California Community College Futures Summit 2026 as presented?
So move.
I have a motion, and I'll second.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
So just for the public, this is in regards to AI policies, ethics for all the 119 community colleges. This is so critical in higher ed policies where the trustees' staff will be meeting with the Google executives, everyone, the cutting edge of what's happening for the future of AI. Excellent. Looking forward to attend. This is loved it and looking to learn more about where we need to be at. Thank you. So critical.
Any other discussion? All right, roll call, President Martinez Garcia.
Student trustee Falcon,
Aye.
trustee Kinnaman,
Aye.
trustee Sanchez Fulton.
Aye.
Trustee Perez.
Aye.
Trustee Oden.
Aye.
Motion carried.
We move on in our agenda to item 1304, appoint a representative on the Citizens Bond Oversight Committee member at large. Do I have a motion to approve the recommended applicant as presented?
So moved.
A motion? A second?
I'll second for the purpose of discussion.
Okay.
Just want to confirm with, that we, did our due diligence because he also serves as a council member for this, for a city in our district. So I want to just make sure that there isn't any, problem with like dual office holding or any conflict of interest or anything of the sort.
There was nothing that came up when we looked into that. I don't know, Chip, you want to speak more to that?
Sure. We actually have currently on our Citizens Bond Oversight Committee, other folks from other cities that serve there because they have no oversight of, specific operations of the college. There's no problem with them serving on. We did consult with legal on that before bringing this forward.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? Seeing none, roll call, President Martinez Garcia.
Student trustee Falcon,
Aye.
trustee Kinnaman,
Aye.
trustee Sanchez Fulton.
Aye.
Trustee Perez.
Aye.
Trustee Oden.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Continuing in our agenda, we move to Action Human Resources, 1401, Public Employees Appointment, Interim Director of Apprenticeship and Work-Based Learning. It is recommended that the board approves the employment agreement for the Interim Director of Apprenticeship and Work-Based Learning. This recommendation will approve the employment agreement for the Interim Director of Apprenticeship and Work-Based Learning commencing from March 3rd, 2026 through March 2nd, 2027, with a leadership salary schedule placement at range 7, column 10, for an annual salary of $142,370.64, as well as provisions for the evaluation and fringe benefits comparable to other similar leadership employees. Do I have a motion to approve the employment agreement as presented?
So moved.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. Any discussion? Seeing none. President Martinez Garcia.
Student trustee Falcon,
Aye.
trustee Kinnaman,
Aye.
trustee Sanchez Fulton.
Aye.
Trustee Perez.
Aye.
Trustee Oden.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item 15, Administrative Services, Budget Revisions. Do I have a motion to approve the 2025 through 2026 budget revisions as presented.
So move.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please, Mr. President.
Student trustee Falcone,
Aye.
trustee Kinnaman,
Aye.
trustee Sanchez Fulton,
Aye.
trustee Perez,
Aye.
trustee Oden.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Resolution number, yes, we move to item 1502, resolution number 032026-1 of the College of the Desert District Board of Trustees authorization for the approval of a change order for the Palm Springs Development Project. President Martinez Garcia, will you please provide context for this item?
I'm going to call on Vice President West to comment on this item and also let everyone know that we have Robert Rauscher on available for any questions.
So for the board here today, this action item is a steel change order, which is being submitted for your action. Via the resolution, it captures the changes that the project structural steel design that DSA required for our project. This is in addition to some minor miscellaneous change orders that were already approved and unrelated to the DSA changes. All the funds are already contained within the project budget of $405.7 million. No additional funds for this are needed.
Okay. You have a motion to approve item 1502 as presented.
So move.
Second.
And a second. Any discussion? Seeing none,
Student trustee Falcone,
Aye.
trustee Kinnaman,
Aye.
trustee Sanchez Fulton,
Aye.
trustee Perez,
Aye.
trustee Oden.
aye.
Motion carried.
Now we move on to information items. No action is required from the board. Information, item 16, Board of Trustees, accreditation. President Martinez Garcia, will you please help us facilitate this item?
Yes, I'd like to call on Vice President Cowden to help us with this item also.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Chair and trustees, President Superintendent, EC, faculty and staff, and members of the community. I have two brief updates for you today. First, our accreditation follow-up, and second, on the board self-evaluation and upcoming retreat. So the accreditation update. As you know, the college submitted its ACC-JC follow-up report on February 27th, a little bit ahead of March 1st deadline. Had some issues uploading it. I was freaking out, called Melanie. It was on their end. They fixed it. I got it uploaded 5 minutes before I got on an airplane to fly to Minnesota. So that was good, but a little stressful. This report addressed the findings related to board standards. The peer review team has now begun reviewing our submission in preparation for the visit. The site visit is scheduled for April 6th, and the team anticipates concluding their visit by approximately 3 p.m. that day. In advance of the visit, the team chair will be reaching out to coordinate logistics and schedule a pre-visit meeting with board leadership and the superintendent president. Following the visit, the college will receive a draft report for review of factual accuracy. After that step, the commission will take formal action at its June 2026 meeting, with official notification expected approximately 1 month later. So we should hear something in July. At this point, we are on schedule and all required materials have been submitted. Next, the board self-evaluation and retreat. So I also want to provide an update on this and upcoming retreat. We partnered again with the Association of Community College Trustees, ACCT, to facilitate this year's board self-evaluation and retreat. The survey instrument has been reviewed and approved, and it's the same one used last year to ensure continuity and meaningful comparison over time. The evaluation includes both a board-level assessment across key governance areas and an individual trustee's self-assessment aligned with best practices. In terms of timeline, which I have the actual official one if you have questions, but the survey will be distributed in early April and remain open through April 26th. The results will be compiled and summarized in early May. The board retreat is confirmed for May 15th, 2026, and will be facilitated again by Debbie D. Thomas, the same facilitator as last year. At the retreat, the board will review the evaluation results, identify strengths and areas for growth, and discuss priorities for continued board effectiveness. This process supports ongoing board development and aligns with accreditation expectations. So just in summary, the accreditation follow-up process is on track and the site visit scheduled for April 6th and the board self-evaluation and retreat are fully scheduled and moving forward as planned for May. So thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? What's
Thank
the
you.
date for the retreat?
May 15th.
Just thank you for getting it uploaded. That is stressful.
Okay. Any more questions? Thank you for the presentation. We move on in our agenda to item 1602, highlights from the 2025 amendment to the Brown Act by our legal department, Eileen O'Hara Anderson, partner of Lieber, Cassidy, and Whitmore. President Martinez Garcia, will you please facilitate this item?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Online, we have Eileen, who will be going over the changes to the Brown Act. This is in response to a request from the board to help facilitate a discussion around the changes that are occurred with the Brown Act and the recent changes that occurred to, I believe, some of the things that we might be doing. So Eileen, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. The legislature has amended the Brown Act again. It seems like they amend the Brown Act every year. Last year was no different. You'll see we're going to go through the highlights. We're not going to talk about all of the revisions, but we're going to talk about the highlights of the changes for that went into effect after the 2025 session, which were effective January 1st. So next slide, please. The first is we are now required to distribute a copy of the Brown Act to all elected and appointed members of the board. Prior to this, it was recommended. Now it is required. We can do that electronically. I don't see any requirement in the code that it be a hard copy. So we will provide that is easily accomplished. We will take care of that. Next slide. There is a early last year, 2025, there was an opinion from the Attorney General regarding whether trustees could participate remotely as a reasonable accommodation for a disability. This revision to the section you see cited here codifies that opinion. So trustees can now participate in excess of the limits on remote participation when they are participating as the result of a disability. Pardon me. In doing so, trustees must use both the audio and video technology, so we have to be able to see and hear the trustee unless the inability to use the visual technology as a result of the trustee's disability. The trustee must disclose if there's anyone over the age of 18 present with them, and all of the rules regarding quorum, roll call votes, addresses being listed on the agenda, sites being open to the public, all of those do not apply when the trustee is participating remotely as the result of a disability. Next slide, please. The formerly temporary provisions about teleconference participation have now finally been permanently included in the Brown Act. There are two entirely new sections that have adopted.
Just through 2030?
Say that again?
Is that just through 2030?
No. These are permanent. The legislature can always amend the Brown Act And they, as we've seen, they often do amend the Brown Act, but there is no sunset provision. I'm just checking my my notes. I have actual copies of the sections here. I take that back. One of these does sunset. The just cause provision does sunset. I do not see a sunset in the section that deals with local and state emergencies. So we're going to look at each one of these. Next slide, please. There is a new provision that requires, that addresses locally declared emergencies and it also continues to discuss state emergencies. State emergencies are exactly what you think they are. The governor of the state has declared an emergency. The new provision allows for local emergencies where this district has found that there is an emergency. So the board finds there is extreme peril, a majority finds it's not safe to meet in person. There is a requirement that the board adopt a resolution every 45 days. And I apologize, I see a typo there just as I'm speaking. I apologize for that. Required to adopt a resolution every 45 days when there is a health and safety, a local health and safety exception. And under the local emergency, you can teleconference using telephonic service, but not webcasting. Under the other provisions, the other teleconferencing provisions, you have to have both two-way telephonic service, audio and visual, and you have to also webcast. When there's a local emergency, the webcasting part of that does not apply any longer. I am again looking at the statute, and I do not see a sunset for this provision. So this one is permanent. Let's look at the next slide. The just cause provision, which is dependent on the circumstances of the trustee. The health and safety, the local emergency, those rely on circumstances in the community or in the greater state. Here, the just cause provision relies on the circumstance of each individual trustee. This section does sunset, as you see, January 1st, 2030. I think it extremely likely that the legislature will do something before 2030 to either amend or extend or revise in some way the just cause exception for teleconferencing. It redefines just cause slightly. It adds a few provisions. Requires, again, both audio and visual technology. So you must have both your audio and your camera on. We don't have to disclose the address. We don't have to make the teleconference sites open to the public as are required under the traditional teleconference rules. And this remains in effect, as I said, until 2030. Next slide, please. More just cause. There are limits on just cause. 2 meetings per year. If your regular meeting is once a month, it's limited to 5 meetings a year if you regularly meet twice a month. And the trustee is required to give notice to the board as soon as possible, but that can include at the start of the meeting. So it could happen, and I've seen it happen, where at the beginning of a meeting is the first time, or just before the beginning of the meeting is the first time that anyone, the president's office, other trustees, IT, anybody finds out that there is a need to video conference or to teleconference in a trustee. we urge you to let us know as soon as possible so that we can get the tech in place as soon as we can. But trustees can give notice of the need to teleconference at the beginning of the meeting. All right, next slide, please. We must have a quorum in a single physical location that is identified on the agenda. In most cases, almost always, that's going to be the boardroom or your other regular meeting locations. Some districts rotate and have meetings at other locations on a regular schedule. That single location has to be within the geographic jurisdiction of the district, and it must be open to the public. So the public has to have a place where they can physically go and watch the meeting, observe the meeting, and make public comment. All right, next slide, please. I apologize. I am just getting over a cold. So I told you that we have expanded slightly the definition of just cause. It has always included childcare or caregiving needs of children or certain family members. That continues. It includes contagious illness, cold, flu, COVID, whatever. It can include a physical or mental condition that makes it more difficult for the trustee to attend in person, can include travel while on business for the district or for another state or local agency. That has to be official travel for either the district or another state or local entity. Next slide, please. It also includes immunocompromise of a child or a certain specified family members. Has always included physical or family medical emergency, and now includes, this is new, military service obligations. Pardon me. All right, next slide, please. The public has to be able to see and hear the trustees. There has to be a two-way audiovisual platform. And here, as I said earlier, there also has to be live webcasting if we're using phone service. So you can have two-way telephonic service with a live webcast. We must allow public participation remotely or by phone. Generally, if the trustees get to appear remotely, then the public gets to comment remotely as well. And if there is any kind of disruption to the video or the audio of the meeting, as there apparently was earlier in this meeting, we have to suspend action until we get that resolved, as we did here. Pardon me. All right, next slide, please. We can't require the public to submit their comments in advance. We did that during COVID, but that fell off quite some, at least 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, that fell off. If there is a requirement for the public to register, for instance, on Zoom, we have to allow time for the public to do that. And community colleges do not do this very much, but if we have a timed agenda, such that we say, we're gaveling to order at 9:30, we're approving the agenda at 9:32, we're doing the flag salute at 9:33, that kind of timing. And if we say public comment will begin at 9:43. We can't conclude public comment before that time has at least begun to run. It's not very common to try to time community college district agendas in that way. That is more common with cities and counties and less common with community college districts. All right, next slide, please. We talked about this. We must confirm the presence of anyone over the age of 18, but you have to do that before every action. That is a new requirement. And we must identify the relationship. Is it a stranger who has stopped by to watch the meeting, although that is not required, or is it a family member, or is it a friend, or a caregiver, someone there to assist the trustee? We just need to identify the adults in the room. Next slide, please. All right, that is all about teleconferencing. So I'm going to pause there. We're going to move on to social media. Are there questions about teleconferencing before I move on?
You must announce, as a healthcare provider that I am, so you have to announce prior then to the meeting that you have, in the capacity that you are caring for someone, that they're in the room or in the building. Or in the house, et cetera.
In the room.
Thank you.
In the room with you. And none of the announcements require any revealing any kind of sensitive medical information. So we don't require that you announce a diagnosis or announce someone else's medical condition, just that you're participating remotely because of an illness. That's all you have to say. Any other questions? Okay, let's move on and talk briefly about the social media safe harbor provisions. These were new and temporary social media provisions that were added to the Brown Act, golly, 4 or 5 years ago, that talk about how trustees interact with each other on social media platforms, such as, I always think of Facebook, but there certainly are other social media platforms. And in fact, probably some that are more active and more popular than Facebook. These new changes allow trustees to answer questions from the public on social media platforms, and to ask questions. For instance, you could post, hey, to return to a very popular hypothetical. Hey, we are thinking about declaring broccoli the official vegetable of the Desert Community College District. What do you all think? And get feedback through social media. That was not clear for a long time. It's now clarified. What has also been clarified is how trustees can interact. So can a trustee and another trustee comment back and forth? The answer is absolutely not. There's also new language that you can't respond in directly in any way, including using any kind of symbol or emoji or icon that indicates a reaction to another trustee's post. In other words, you can't like each other's posts. If the post is within your subject matter jurisdiction, if it's your cat had kittens, that's fine. But
if an individual trustee can comment or ask a question, but not speak for the board, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
So a trustee could say, hey, at the next board meeting, the board is going to be considering declaring broccoli the official vegetable. I want to hear what the community thinks about that and take comment that way. What can't happen is that another trustee thus gives a thumbs down or a thumbs up or a smiley face or a winky face or there's apparently a melting face, any other kind of emoji.
It just sounds like the entire social media thing is a slippery slope.
No argument, Trustee Oden.
Yeah.
What if, Eileen, what if 2 or more trustees like or dislike somebody else's post?
If it is not within your the district's subject matter jurisdiction, that should be fine. These limits are all on items that are within your subject matter jurisdiction. So if the city of, and I hope I don't start a storm here, if the city of Palm Springs is going to declare broccoli its official vegetable, you guys can all thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever you want on that. Because that's not in your jurisdiction. You don't have jurisdiction over the official vegetable of the city of Palm Springs. But if one of you is asking about that, the other trustees can't react, thumbs like, dislike, whatever.
But if there's a proposal for the city of Palm Springs to make a recommendation that College of the Desert adopt broccoli as their official vegetable, then no.
That is within your subject matter jurisdiction. I would recommend not reacting to that for those reasons. It's within your subject matter jurisdiction.
So Eileen, a trustee, then now, instead of putting it your professional College of the Desert page, you now can put it in your personal page, your opinion before a meeting. Let me give you an example. So I could do a survey on, as elected officials that we all are, we could do now a survey saying, how do you feel towards this? Are we going there? Is that what you're saying? It's okay?
The Brown Act allows you now to have that kind of interaction with the public as a trustee, not with the other trustees outside of a noticed agendized meeting.
So Eileen, I'm gonna ask a real provocative question here.
Are you
So,
going to propose spinach as the official vegetable?
no, not spinach. Uh, so let's say somebody says something about one of us, maybe the chair posts something about him, and we're not to put a thumbs up or a thumbs down, are we?
I would say no. If the
Thank you.
Say that too.
Thank you. I just wanted that to be clear.
assuming that it is something that could eventually come before you at some point, including whether to censure that trustee, then you should not.
Okay. Can an individual trustee put up a survey, let's say, and ask questions about the college?
How do you think we're doing that kind of thing?
That could be general, it could be about a specific program.
Is there support for a broccoli growing program?
Because that would seem to me to be more a function of the college president to implement and do and to conduct those kinds of surveys.
So I would agree with you, but I would say it in this way. Could you do that and not get in Brown Act trouble? I think you could do that survey and not get into Brown Act trouble. I would also say it seems to me like if you're doing that, you're getting into operational detail, which
Yeah.
is not your role.
We don't get into operations.
But you just said that you can prior to a subject matter. Let's say the bond. Let me give you an example. The bond is given by the public. All of us are paying into the bond. And you want to do a survey because you're on that bond committee prior. Is that acceptable? I mean, I'm just asking.
So there are two questions in there. The first question is, does that violate the Brown Act? I don't think it does. The second is, should you do that because it's getting you into operational detail that is probably not the proper role of a trustee. And I think that you should not do it for that reason.
But we are elected and the public emails us and talks to us in public.
Yes.
As an elected official, we are public and their voice matters. We are all part of that. So I'm concerned right now, what you're saying is the district, yet you're taking the voice, your First Amendment right, away from an individual. I'm just concerned about how that if a person individually wants to say a comment, they are a citizen and can voice that concern to another individual.
What I'm saying is, trustees, as always, this is not a change in the Brown Act or in anything else, that a trustee should always be careful about getting mired into operational detail, that the trustee's role is at a policy-making level, the 30,000-foot level, not into the detail of operating the college, that there is a time and a place for those discussions to be had, and those are when appropriate to your role.
So what I'm hearing you say, and I think it's broader than what I'm going to say, is something may be legal, but it may be in violation of Standard 4 of our ACCJC roles as trustees. So we may not be violating the law, but we may be violating our accreditation directives.
Yes, what I'm saying is that almost exactly. What I'm saying is something can be permissible under the Brown Act, but still not within the proper role of a trustee under accreditation, under the board's policies, under other restrictions on the actions of a trustee.
So Eileen, under interpretation, we as OE, any legal standing holds is under interpretation. I understand the operations of it. But however, if we go back to the just cause factor, allowing the new law, having gone to another workshop at CCLC in regards to this, it's just in regards of your opinion. You're allowing that individual to voice their opinion. We have to, it's a simply, so when it concerns the operations, yes, that is the president. However, an opinion, you cannot take that right away from anyone. That's, I just want to voice that because I went to another training on this and another firm. So maybe the just cause, which they changed, is we could be allowed to voice our opinion. I'm just always talking about that as an individual.
This is not about just cause. That's a whole different part of the Brown Act. This is another new provision in the Brown Act that talks about social media safe harbors. All right, should we move to the next slide? All right, next slide, please. Oh, there we go. Thank you. So for a long time, we have been required to give an oral summary of recommended action on salaries, salary schedule, and compensation in the form of fringe benefits. That is still in the Brown Act. The change is relatively small, which says who is covered by that. It's always included local agency executives, which by code is defined as the CEO, certain other agency executives, really anyone who is on an employment agreement. The change here is to add, it also now includes department heads. And that includes, hang on. A department head, really all it says, a department head or other similar administrative officer. And it just adds to the people that we are required to give this oral summary before the board takes action. And you've done this for several years now. It's just, as I said, it expands who is now covered by this. And then the last substantive slide allows the legislative body to impose other requirements on themselves that allow greater access to their meetings. So you can do additional things which say would provide greater access. So you could, for instance, instead of posting the agenda 72 hours in advance as required by the Brown Act, you could adopt a stricter rule that says, well, we're not only going to do it 72 hours in advance, we're going to post our agenda 96 hours in advance. So people have it that much longer ahead, that much farther ahead of the meeting, so they can look at things more closely or whatever. This has really always been the case. It is now made clear in the Brown Act that that is permissible. Many districts do this. They either by board policy or by practice have always posted earlier than the 3 days. It's fairly common. It's just now clear in the Brown Act that that is permissible. They're not requirements of the Brown Act, they're requirements that you are putting on yourself. Those are permissible. And with that, I will take any questions, but if there are none, that's all I had for you.
Yes, Eileen, wasn't there something about languages?
There is. Fortunately, that does not apply to community college districts. I know that there has been a fair amount of confusion about that. There is a provision that applies to cities and counties and some other local entities.
For municipalities.
Right. That about providing agendas in other languages.
Right. Okay, are there any other questions? I was really most concerned about the languages. Okay. Well, if there are no other questions, thank you, Eileen.
My pleasure, thank you.
All right, we'll move to item 17, Information Superintendent President, 1701, Chapter 3 and Chapter 5, Administrative Procedures.
Yeah, this is for information for the board as we are working through Chapter 3 and Chapter 5 APs to let you see how we are progressing through our processes. As you recall, this is one of our accreditation recommendations, and I just want to give kudos to all the constituent groups who are involved in the approval and in the cultivation of these APs. Specifically, I want to give a big shout out to Jeff Larson here, sitting at the end of the dais, for his meticulous work through all of these. So thank you so much. But again, for information for the board.
All right, we'll move on to 1801, Fiscal Year 24-25 Auxiliary Service Audit Report.
Again, this is for information for the board. We have representatives here to speak to it, but if there are no questions, we can move on.
Okay. So that would include 1801, 1802, 1803. Okay, so we move to 1804. COD Technology Master Plan 2026 to 2028. Yes.
I had a question on this, the Ed Badley report.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Thank
That's
you.
what we're saying. Sit on 1802, 1803.
In regards to the auxiliary report, just for the public. So I see the Desert Community College Auxiliary Services is a nonprofit public corporation. And I see the name Chip. These are all, who is Ellen? I've never heard of this person.
So Ellen hasn't actually been with us since July of last year. She's was our director of contracts and auxiliary. We just have completed a recruitment process and the throes of that right now to replace that position. But as of right now, Diana and I have split time over the past year to cover this position for the district.
Okay, so, and I see Diana. What I would love to see is that we have someone from the Board of Trustees there just to make sure, since I'm seeing that this is a public entity, a nonprofit public. Could you explain that to me, why we have staff on there and I don't see a liaison from the Board of Trustees? Could you explain that? Do I talk to, who do I speak to?
Refer back to Chip.
Yeah, so this is typically with auxiliary programs. These are all of the programs that are within the college that we have. So coordinating food services, bookstore, our retail kind of operations, vending. And so typically in most California community colleges, a Board of Trustees member is not involved in that. Again, it's getting into the day-to-day operations of those programs.
Okay, so the auxiliary is more auditing our internal.
Correct.
programs.
It's looking at all of those kind of major contracts. The key ones are the food services,
service.
bookstore, vending,
Okay.
kind of retail, copy center. Those are all and we get together and discuss that.
Remember.
And it will grow, we think, over the coming years. But right now, it's a small operation. This is a small budget.
Right. Was this the one, the golf lawn?
Yes, golf is absolutely part of this. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, got it. Okay,
Golf is there.
there we go. Oh, yes, I remember this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we move to 1804 Technology Master Plan 2026 through 2028.
Before the board today for information is the Technology Master Plan. If you have any questions, we have Stuart Davis here to answer any questions, but I also at the same time want to make sure I give Stuart and his team a big hand of applause. This work that they did on this master plan was
Yes.
thorough. It was very, very time consuming, but they brought forward a plan to you that's in alignment with our strategic educational master plan. So if the board has any questions, we'll entertain them.
Any questions?
Just want to thank Stuart for your dedication on that technology, and I love the security aspect of our technology plan. Thank you so much.
Any other questions or comments? Then we move to item 19, public comments. Request to address the Board of Trustees regarding matters not on the agenda. Do we have any?
Yes, we have one request received from Brianna Mitchell, a student. She's here with us in person.
Okay. Brianna? Good morning and welcome.
This is my first time doing this. Thank you guys for listening. Okay. Also, it's hard to know when to come for the public comment. This really should be moved to like the 9:30 part because people work and have school and anyway. Okay, I would like to talk about composting, solar panels, and AI use. I would like to give some facts and some solutions. Thank you. Okay, as far as composting, food comprises 10% of our global greenhouse gases based off Stanford. It is 30%, and it also requires 30% of our total energy use. I'm not sure that we compost. According to SB 1383, it only needs 10 gallons per week of food being generated. When I talk to the cafeteria, we are about 40 to 80. So that's 4 to 8 times as much. I'm not sure if we are under SB 1383, but even if we aren't, we should be composting. There's no reason why we can't. It is only $80 a month when I talk to Burtech to have 4 times a month pickup. It is not that much. I can guarantee you most people don't care for that 2% increase in their tuition so that this school can compost. That's assuming we don't, but I don't see any compost bins anywhere in the school. So that's another thing. Solar panels, I'm so happy that because I see some more like on every building, that's awesome. But what is our global greenhouse gas net zero goal? I don't see it on the website. It could be there. It's not accessible. Can we create that? And can it be soon? We also need a tracker. They're really easy to find, trackers to like track like how much greenhouse gases something is producing. Can we do that, please? And the last thing is AI use. I keep hearing it. The school is really pushing it. But here are some stats. 75% of global greenhouse gases is from energy, according to the World Resource Institute. 160 new plants in 3 years have been created, according to Forbes. Around each plant, homes do not have water. You can look up situations in Texas and Georgia. They don't have water. It's sludge. The water plants can't deal with that. There's no regulations around AI, where they get their energy, where they get their water. AI is great, but we are not ready for it. We are not ready for it. Also, each Google search for AI takes 10 times as much energy as just a normal Google search. So my solutions to you are switch the school's computers to Ecosia, which actually plants trees instead of funding fossil fuels. Get that global house greenhouse calculator for a place. Start the composting if we haven't already. Hold teachers accountable for when students are suspected of using AI. I realize that they, might get like, but hold them accountable. Have an anonymous place where students can be like, hey, all my, they're getting full marks and they used AI and I didn't. What's happening? You're the only ones who can change these things for my school. I am putting a lot of the blame of this school's carbon and social impact on the people in this room. Please, tell me what give me I would like responses on everything that I said, if it's possible, by the end of the semester. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your comments. We don't generally respond to people who come up in public comments, but I think you can probably expect to hear from someone in administration about your concern.
Okay, when can I expect that? Within a month, end of the semester?
I think the request was before the end of the semester, so.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys. All right.
And thank you for your concerns.
Thank you guys for listening. Have a good day.
Any other public comments?
We have Mark Meyer making a public comment via Zoom.
Okay. Good. Morning, Mark, again, and welcome.
Well, thank you, Chair. Greetings, everyone from lands far away. Thanks to my fellow board members for all your action and support shown at the meeting today. Many initiatives will continue to move forward as a result of the commitment of the board today, especially the commitment of an accelerator across all our campus. I will be back in April in time for the Chancellor's visit. Thanks to all who contributed to the ACC-JC visit, and I know it will be it will conclude very easily. And thank you for this time.
What he said, it was garbled to me, so I don't know if there's someone who can interpret.
Hearing, but then I started reading the captions.
Okay, we'll have to play it back and see. Okay, thank you.
And we have another public comment via Zoom from Patricia Reyes, college staff member.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Patricia, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Patricia Reyes. I work in fiscal services and I help with the rideshare program. I'd like to inform all students and staff that this is the time again for the Earth Day promotion. Celebrate Earth Day 2026, commute smarter and win. We encourage all employees, including student workers, to reduce emissions, save on gas, and enter to win great prizes by using alternative modes of transportation for the month of April. You do not need to be a current COD rideshare member to participate, but we do encourage you to register to take advantage of monthly cash incentives with COD and IE Commuter. So what counts as ride sharing? Well, ride sharing is alternate modes of transportation include carpooling or vanpooling with colleagues, COD students, COD CDC children, or employees at nearby businesses. Also bicycling, taking the bus, or driving an electric vehicle, a golf cart, or an electric bike. Why participate? Well, because of the environmental impact. You can help reduce vehicle emissions and clean our air. For prizes, you can enter to win. The more you participate, the more chances you have to win. For incentives, you can earn rewards while you commute by registering for the COD rideshare program and the IE commuter program. And the way you earn these incentives is through COD with monthly cash incentives for registered participants. And at IE Commuter, they have a $5 a day sign-up incentive for your first 3 consecutive months. And they also have a monthly $100 spotlight, but you must register for COD for that. So let's make a difference together. Rideshare this April to help clean the air. Thank you. Hope everybody has a wonderful weekend and a great spring break.
And thank you, Patricia. Are there any others?
We've received no other requests. Thank you.
We will recess to close session at 11:45.
You. There we go. We're on. We're on. Was that yours or that mine? Okay, you have your Diet Cokes.
Okay. We reconvene to open session at 12:44, and the board unanimously took action to approve a settlement agreement in the matter of Riverside County Superior Court number CVPS 2509586. And now we will adjourn this meeting at 12:45.